Monica with Looking for Group. Today I'm here with Zach Lewis, the head esports coach at Limestone University. How are you doing today, Zach?
I'm doing well, Monica. Thanks for having me. I'm happy to provide this interview for your platform.
Thanks so much. Thank you for your time today. We're really excited to have more information about Limestone's program. So, with that out of the way, I was actually wondering, how did the program get started there?
Well, the program really got started with the administration of the school was really interested in giving Limestone a new look and bringing something new to the university and really something new to South Carolina that has been largely absent, and that was esports. So, they hired me on as their head esports coach, and over the course of the last few months, I've been working, day in, day out to build an esports facility, to develop scholarships, to come up with a practice regimen, and to decide which kind of esports we'll have. So it's been a really busy last few months, but I think we've finally got a program that we can all be really proud of.
It's so nice when the culmination of efforts comes together and you get to see it all. So, do you have a background in esports? Do you have a background in gaming? Where did your passion tie in here?
Yeah. So personally, I've worked in professional esports, I've been an entrepreneur in esports for the last 5 years. I have started several companies, ranging from small talent agencies to full on software development companies. But in the long run, none of those really ever panned out. But in those experiences, I learned within myself that I have a passion for esports. I was able to work with really, really great Rainbow Six, our professional Rainbow Six rosters, really great semi-professional League of Legends rosters. And in my time managing and coaching those teams, I decided that this was something that I wanted to pursue professionally and for the next few years. So that's why I'm here. And it's something that I did in college as well, and that's kind of
Okay.
why I wanted to come to a university. I um, I coached and played on collegiate teams back in at Oklahoma State University, where I'm originally from.
And I think there's so many students that may be watching this now or in the future who are like, yeah, that's why I want to go to college. I want to be an esports professional. And, having someone who's been through it to tell the tale, to have that shared experience and provide, the resources and advice to get to where they need to be. I think that's really important to have as a director or a head coach position at an institution for sure. So can you tell me a little bit more? I've noticed that a lot of college esports programs have a competitive and a casual side that are kind of separate, but sometimes integrated together. Can you tell me first a little bit about the competitive side at Limestone, what games they play, what leagues they're in, and then also a little bit about the casual side and what that's comprised of, and if there's any intersection between the two?
Sure. So one of the big goals that I had coming into building this program was to have that division between, or to have a really healthy division between the competitive and the non-competitive parts of gaming and esports. So one of the biggest and most forward, or one of the most public things that we have for the competitive side is our scholarships, our varsity rosters, and we have League of Legends, Rocket League, and Valorant currently being offered. We actually had enough students to show up for two full Valorant rosters within our
Wow.
first day of tryouts, or first month of tryouts. Really, we had just some students, like, as they learned about the program, trickle in. They're like, "Oh my god, I want to compete." Um, for League of Legends and Rocket League, we didn't have as big of a turnout. We had a handful of students wanting to compete, but that's something that I expect to come with over time. With new students coming into Limestone, uh, I really want to field rosters in multiple esports, more than just in Valorant. And I think League of Legends and Rocket League are going to be huge, huge competitive areas for us. Uh, but anyway, we have scholarships in those areas for $2,500 a semester for the varsity rosters and $500 a semester for junior varsity. Um, and that's really the biggest part of our competitive side. And on the flip end, we also have a non so competitive side. We have the gaming club, which is really catered to any kind of student that just wants to have a good time playing games. So we have tournaments, viewing parties, whatever they want to have. I supply the money and the resources for, and the students who are part of that gaming club really get to. Oh, my lights went out. They really get to decide what they want to do and how they want to go about doing it. And we actually have rooms and facilities dedicated to both of those things that I just talked about. So we have training
Oh.
facilities for the teams with the computers and with TVs so they can review their gameplay. And we also have a gaming lounge for the club that has PlayStations and Switches and Xboxes and everything you could imagine. And it's a really nice place to relax.
You just segued right into my next question about the facilities. Can you actually expand on both of those spaces a little more? Tell me about the specific equipment you might have, what kind of gear you're running, the peripherals, the whole nine. What is the square footage? I want to know all of it.
Yeah, so all in all, it's around 510 square feet. And that's the rooms are literally the same exact size, so you can cut it in half for each room. But within the training room itself, we have some really nice computers from Zydax. They're actually custom builds, so we were able to work directly with the company to figure out what we wanted in a computer and what we needed to run the games really well. And we were able to get a really, really nice computer out of our deal with them. Uh, in terms of the monitor, we have top of the line BenQs. We have a lot of Logitech mice and keyboards, so the Logitech G Pro and the Logitech G502, which is a lot of gamers are really familiar with, and it's their preferred gaming device or peripherals. We even have a Logitech mousepad, which is really awesome. At least all of the students that I've had come into the facility say that it's the nicest and smoothest mousepad they've ever had. So, and that's just one of the smallest details that just speaks to the greater quality of the room. And in terms of the headset, we have a HyperX Cloud Revolver S. And that's actually what I have on right now. One
I
of
was
the
going to
spare
ask.
ones.
That was going to be
So
my follow up question. I was like, is that what you're wearing now?
yeah. So I use it. It's something that if I wouldn't use these the equipment, I wouldn't ask my students to use it. It's something that I
That's
think
fair.
is I think all of this stuff is really awesome, and it's something that the administration was totally supportive of when I was wanting to order it. So I would say that this is an above average gaming facility, without a doubt. Um, in terms of the gaming lounge, we have it's a much more relaxing area. We don't have so much high tech computer action going on in there. The room is probably 80% couches and chairs, or like comfy chairs. And we have two big TVs posted up on the wall with some consoles resting underneath. And really, I think we'll have the new PlayStation and Xbox once those comes out.
Oh, cool.
Once those come out, put in there. So it'll just be a really nice place to relax and play some casual games.
So, no rivalry between the console players and the PC players?
No, no, we keep them separate so they don't ever get to see each other.
Better off that way, I suppose. You know how those arguments can get very, very charged.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but switching
Definitely.
switching gears a little bit here, could you tell me something unique about Limestone's program? It could be academics, experiential learning opportunities, or something totally different.
Yeah. So we do have a minor here at Limestone that coincides with this program really well. I believe it's in video game development, and one of the cool things about this program that I'd say that a lot of universities don't have right now is that I said this at the beginning of the interview, was that the thing that started this program was the administration. It wasn't the student body that initially wanted this program to exist.
Hmm.
And so for this is actually really different from any other program that I've ever heard of as an individual.
I can concur.
Um, yeah, because it's usually the students that
Yep.
want to have esports.
Mm-hmm.
And for Limestone, we're traditionally a very athletic school. So our students, though they love video games, they've always been so busy, playing football or running track or playing soccer or something. So they never really thought like, oh, maybe I could also play esports. Um, so the administration actually, they're the ones at the university who have the money, who have the resources, who have the ability to make something happen in a huge way, and they're the ones that decided that they wanted esports here. And so different from any other university, we actually have the tools, uh, the tools and support necessary to do whatever we deem necessary to make this program successful. And that's something that's, I would say, like 90% of collegiate programs, they can't say that because it started with 5 students, which is great. It's a grassroots project. It'll take time, but they just don't have the resources that we're able to pull together uh, right now.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a limitation for many institutions who try to build. They don't really understand how much goes into this kind of project, for sustainability over time. Yeah,
Sure.
yeah, awesome. So for last but not least, words. Okay, we're here. For anyone who's interested in Limestone's program at this point in time, what kind of advice would you give them in terms of either the application process generally for Limestone, advice on finding an esports program? It could be general, it could be specific, whatever you'd like to share.
Sure. So first thing I'd always recommend is, apply to the university that you're interested in. Here at Limestone, where our applications are free, so it's a really painless process just to put your name in the hat, see if you get accepted, and check in and see what kind of financials you'd be looking at for the going into the next semester. Uh, that's always the first step: is apply. Make sure you want to go to the institution. They've got a major and minors that you're interested in, and assuming that box is checked, then you can start really looking at what kind of esports programs the university has for you. Uh, and here at Limestone, the application process, I'm keeping it really organic right now. Like I'm trying to have as many open conversations with students as possible. Starting here in the next few weeks, I'm running all kinds of uh, Zoom meetings with high school students, just trying to talk to them about the program, and have lead an open conversation on what kind of scholarships they can earn, what kind of positions are available or that are open. And it's a super open process, as long as eventually I learn that you're interested. So
Right.
as after you've applied, reach out to the coach of the esports program. That's the natural second step. See what kind of expectations they have. For me, I want to keep it really personal. I want to talk to you about your scholarships, about your financial status, your grades. I want to make sure that you're having the best possible college experience that you can. So, you know, I think as long as you keep it under those 2 steps, you'll be golden.
I think that's really good advice, generally and specifically. Absolutely. But are there any other things you would like to share about Limestone's program that maybe we didn't get to cover in the interview before we disconnect?
Um, I think that one of the, and I think this is something that a lot of universities are going to say right now, is that, the program is new and it's going to grow, and just give us time. And that's something that I also say for our program. Like it's brand new as of this semester. Um, but I challenge you to, at the very least, give us a look, because, like I said, our administration is amazingly supportive of what we're doing with this program, and the student body has had a huge showing for what we're doing. And like I said, they're traditionally athletic. It's amazing to me how many soccer players have come to play for an esports, or who've showed up to want to come play on an esports team, especially in light of COVID.
Yeah.
It just gives them so much extra time since they can't actually play their sport. um, and I just challenge you to come check out the program, because we have the tools necessary to make it succeed, and to give our students every single tool or every single opportunity that they really deserve as a collegiate esports participant, to really kind of make a name for themselves and potentially go pro after college. That's something that a lot of schools aren't talking about, is
Mm-hmm.
that there's always potential that if you show up in college, not only can you go pro, but you can also leave with a degree, and
Yeah,
it's a really nice combination.
absolutely. It's good for the resume, good for the soul, all around, I'd say. Yeah.
Sure.
Awesome, Zach. Well, thanks so much for your time today. I'm sure lots of students have gotten a lot more of information about the program here. And if they have any questions, how can they reach you? Website, email?
Yeah, so first thing to check out is limestone.edu/esports. That'll lead you to pretty much everything you need to know about the program. I would also recommend applying at limestone.edu/apply. Uh, and that's going to be your first step. You'll find my email on the website, which is zwlewas at limestone.edu. And I'm always happy to answer kind of any kind of questions that you have.
Well, sweet. Thank you so much for your time today.
Yeah, not a problem at all. It was a pleasure.